Well, across Michigan, there's a lot of hard work underway to help maintain and manage our valuable wildlife and natural resources. And our friends at the Michigan Wildlife Council are helping to spread the word. So I'm joined right now by Erin Rowan, who is the Michigan Birds Conservation Coordinator, to learn more about a few of Michigan's bird species that are migrating south for the winter. So thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Good. We're glad to have you. So we're just wondering, what kinds of birds should we be able to see at this time of the year?
So migration is winding down here in southeast Michigan, but folks can still expect to see thousands of migrating ducks like this guy here, along with water birds in the Detroit River area. Canvasbacks, for example, are a kind of diving duck, or the king of ducks, and even though there are not many of them in North America, in Detroit we're able to see tens of thousands of these ducks in the river at this time of year every year. So it's a really cool, unique, special bird for us. We also have snowy owls returning to southeast Michigan at this time of year. Yeah, everybody's winter favorite. And they come down from the Arctic tundra, and some have been spotted in Macomb and Wayne counties already.
All right, well, very cool. I love going on the Riverwalk and seeing these beautiful species.
Yeah.
But also wondering, why is southeast Michigan ideal for so many species during migration?
It's a good question. So Detroit in particular, and then southeast Michigan on the whole, lie in a special area where two migratory flyways or pathways intersect. So we have the Atlantic Flyway and the Mississippi Flyway, and bringing them together here brings over 350 species of birds through the Metro Detroit area every year. And that's a lot of species for an urban area like Detroit. So it's a really neat place, really unique. The Detroit River is also an important bird area, so it's a great spot for migratory birds to rest and refuel as they migrate south. But it's also excellent wintering grounds for these waterfowl, these ducks and water birds that we're seeing right now. Hawks also happen to get funneled through the Metro Detroit area as they avoid flying over the Great Lakes. So they just kind of get filtered through this one strip of land, and we get to see thousands and thousands of them. Like that one day in September, 13,000 broadwing hawks flew over Detroit in one day.
Yes, I did see video of that.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then while some birds are migrating, some birds actually stay all winter, correct?
Correct, yeah. So it still amazes me that birds can survive our harsh winters here. But we have bald eagles here year-round, red-tailed hawks, mallards, American black ducks, and then a lot of people's feeder birds and backyard birds are also birds that will stay here year-round, like our black-capped chickadees, northern cardinals, and white-breasted nuthatches.
So birds all year round here in Detroit. Now, what kinds of conservation projects are taking place to help these specific species?
So that's another really great question. We have a ton of awesome land management conservation projects happening throughout the state. We have some work at Point Mouillet State Game Area and St. Clair Flats State Wildlife Area that DNR is managing with partners at Ducks Unlimited and Friends of the Detroit River. And these projects are aiming to enhance coastal and emergent wetland habitats, and then also combat Phragmites, which is an invasive species of reedgrass. And these habitats are directly benefiting these waterfowl that we've been talking about and these water birds, as well as migratory songbirds. But also it's a really essential habitat for our native marsh birds like the black tern, which is a species of special concern in the state of Michigan. These projects too also help us with our water quality and also help sequester carbon from the air. So projects like these are really a win-win for birds and people.
The circle of life.
Yes.
So can any of our viewers help out with these projects?
Yeah, actually. So if you guys are interested in helping out, you can find us at MyBirds, M-I-Birds, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to learn about upcoming winter bird counts. So you can volunteer, become a community scientist, or you can volunteer for a Stewardship Day event at one of your local public lands.
All right. Well, to learn more about the great work the Michigan Wildlife Council is doing, you can visit hereformioutdoors.org for more information. Erin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.